Faith and Finance with Drew Blazsik. Good morning to you, Drew.
Good morning. How's it going?
Doing fabulously well. How about you?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, that's why I first off encourage anyone that you probably heard about that one actor that passed away, James Van Beek.
Yeah.
He died a very happy death, and it's actually a very beautiful thing. If anyone wants to check it out,
I did see that.
He has some videos. He talked about being a child of God and loving by God. So it was actually a very beautiful. What I've seen so far. Of course, I haven't seen it all, but it definitely shows the perspective of what life is about. Some people don't have that that happy death.
Right.
And it's so great when someone of that stature can kind of, it becomes public and people see that and realize how precious life is.
And it was a video this morning that he did, and he said he always viewed himself as an actor, then it was a father and a husband, then he couldn't carry his kids because he got sick. And then he goes, I'm just worthy of God's love. And that's when he came to that conclusion this past year.
Wow.
So if anyone wants to check it out, I wanted to show the kids probably some of those videos about it. But
wow.
So a couple things I talked about a couple weeks ago. I wanted to talk about gambling, betting.
Yeah, right.
And before we talk about it, I just want to, when you think about what's the problem of usury, is the problem about usury is that we want something before we've earned it, right? That you go into debt. I mean, now the usurer wants to earn something he doesn't work for. I mean, that's why it's such a sin. And then the one who's going into it is I want that good before I even work for it. I don't appreciate it, so I want it. So a couple things was kind of interesting. Is gambling, if you think about it, gambling is the same kind of thing, that we want that reward without work. And many people get addicted to gambling. It's a big deal. And then what happened was, it was a landmark case in 2018 by the Supreme Court that followed by the 2018 Supreme Court court decision that struck down a federal ban opening the door to states to legalize it. Right now you have 39 states plus Washington, D.C. allow sports gambling. I think Ohio just did it this past year or something like that.
Yeah.
And I did see something, and I don't want to say too much about it, but I did see a recent quote from Governor DeWine expressing some remorse over having signed the bill.
That's good. Before the legalized, so after that happened, you have companies like DraftKings, FanDuel, Fantasy Sports, ESPN was getting involved big time with it. And what's interesting, just like pharmaceutical drug companies who can advertise on network TV, and you notice that if there's a bad story, the network news media doesn't talk bad about pharmaceutical drugs because they're giving them billions for advertising. A lot of these podcasters you listen to are funded by these gambling sites, and they'll never speak bad about it. Some people that I like, and they're promoting it, pushing it for children.
Right.
And when I mean children, I mean 18 years old. I don't think you could gamble before that. But I see it. I work at colleges, and many of these, especially boys and girls, are affected too. They are so addicted to it. They're so stressed out about it. They'll talk about it amongst friends, and they're really using all the money they have just to put into this gambling. So since 2018, Americans have waged nearly $500 billion on illegal sports betting.
Oh, wow.
The U.S. is the largest gambling market in the world. For every $1 wagered, household savings fall about $2. Legalized online gambling raises bankruptcy by 25 to 30%. Domestic violence increases. Especially, it's a proven fact, especially with spouses married to heavy gamblers. The harm is concentrated with young men. They're the ones who are affected most. Other interesting stats, less than 5% of bettors ever make money. So it's less than 5%.
Wow.
About 3% of gamblers, this is really interesting, 3% generate roughly 50% of the industry's revenue. Winners are often restricted or cut off. So it's almost like imagine you have a business model, and the ones who actually succeed, you just cut it off.
Right.
And you just want to take the losers because it makes you money. Heavy losers are aggressively targeted on these apps because they have direct access to your cell phone. So they have something called VIB host. that if you're a loser, they're going to make you feel great because they want you to keep on coming back. Free bets and promotions for those who lose a lot. Try to get them hooked up. The algorithm targets these people big time. So here's a couple things that I kind of want to mention about gamblers. It changes the brain when people gamble. I have a friend that's really heavy into it. You know how you know someone's addicted to it? They gamble every single weekend. If you just ask the question, can you go without this weekend of gambling? And I remember I asked that to a friend, and he said, why does it matter? Like, he could not stop one weekend of gambling. So the gambling addiction affects the brain the same way as drugs and alcohol does. It hijacks the dopamine reward system. The brain begins to crave the risk, not the money. Almost winning. So if you almost get it, is like winning. It releases dopamine. The brain treats the near wins like real wins. And it keeps people chasing losses. And it's really interesting when you hear about all this. It was caught. I don't want to say actually, I forgot the celebrity's name. But 2 celebrities who got over $200 million, I believe the dollar was, from these betting companies to promote it on their website. They admitted in a podcast how bad it is for society and how evil it is. They admitted it, and they keep on advertising it because they accept it and they want to promote it because they know it's a big moneymaker.
Wow.
I just can't believe how far ESPN and the NFL are into it. Look, the players and the NBA and the MLB. Look, they're all getting into trouble over it because now they're doing illegal things associated with it. They're going to be getting into trouble with it, but the leagues aren't getting into trouble with it. They're just getting money off of it.
So the big difference, since it's on our cell phone, before you had to get a bookie, which was very difficult, and you typically what you did was you bet on a game.
Yeah.
And if you make it restricted, if you make it difficult, these vices, it doesn't hurt society as much. Make it more difficult.
Right.
Now it's on the cell phone. It's active. You're getting alerts. And now what you can do is you can bet on anything. You can bet that this person will remain. You can bet the next play. You can bet the quarter. And we've seen the FBI raided a couple like Chauncey Billups and I want to say Damon Jones. I don't know if I'm quoting that right. But one of those athletes told his friends that I'm going to be getting out that first quarter, and they gambled on it, and he faked an injury. But now you're getting into the realm of so much, not just the addiction for young people, you're getting into the realm of a lot of corruption that you can, like people talk about, is everything fake out there? Like when you see things happen in the media, like it could be so driven by this corruption. And it hits at the integrity of sports. Because you don't know what's going on.
Right. It erodes trust on so many levels.
Yeah. I mean, what happens if you can gamble? I don't know if you could, but what if you could do high school games? Like these high school athletes tell their 18-year-old friend, hey, I'm going to do this in the game, and then people wager money and whatnot. But it's so bad for addiction, and I see it every day. And I think it's that whole usury mentality is that we have this idea that we're going to be so wealthy without work. Right? I'm going to make it big because I can guess right. And what's going on is not just gambling. I mean, the whole thing enters into, we gamble on everything with stock markets. When we're not even looking at this company, are they producing anything good for society? Are they producing revenues? We're just gambling on things. Like I always talk about Bitcoin, took a little bit of a collapse, but I'll tell you a big gamble that a lot of kids get involved with, and I think it's attached to this, is the whole cryptocurrency. Right. That's not any value. These are things that are created out of thin air, and it's pump and dump, and people are losing money on it, and they think they're going to get wealthy from it.
I wonder if there's a connection between the massive amount of student debt and the desire to gamble to cover that debt quickly instead of paying it off over time.
Yeah, and how much impact does name and image likeness come into this? Because they're pushing that more and more for even high school athletes.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I think I encourage any parents, like, don't think this is a simple vice, something, hey, my kid's gambling a couple times.
Yeah.
It could really, if they have that personality, could really send them in the wrong direction.
I give you 3-1 odds. This is not going away anytime soon.
That's right.
I was waiting for that.
Drew Blazsik, thank you so much.
Thanks, Drew. No joking matter, actually. But yeah. Thanks, Drew.
Yep.
Have a great weekend.
You too.